This video review, we're going to take a look at Star Wars The Black Series. This is Jedi Luke Skywalker from the Endor campaign, Return of the Jedi. Let us first do a quick 360 view of the action figure with all related accessories. So this is an action figure that I used to have in my collection, and I sold it and once again thought about it. So I purchased this from a fellow collector for $24 and a G.I. Joe Classified Series RAM Cycle. What does this figure basically come with? So it's going to be the helmet, the camouflaged poncho, and the lightsaber. So we have the figure up close and personal. Okay, so let's take a look at the head unit and the helmet, or the Endor campaign helmet. So this is the pattern and the texture on the camouflaged poncho. Collector that I bought this from was wise enough to use this jute cord or jute strap instead of having the black belt of the base action figure on the outside. So let us take a look at the lightsaber. So this is one of the lightsabers that I really like because of the lightly colored blade. So it isn't really dark green enough or dark blue enough that the light just won't pass through the blade, but with this, because of the lighter colored blade, when light touches this, it really glows somehow. So this is the details on the lightsaber hilt, and you could separate the blade from the hilt. What matters most actually with this action figure is not the poncho and the helmet combination with the base body. It's actually the base body of the action figure, the head unit, and lightsaber. It's this configuration that we are looking for as a collector. Well, these pieces are just going to be a bonus thing, something that could accessorize our already good looking action figure and head unit. So compared to the more recent releases by Star Wars Black Series, I can't deny that the head sculpt is really good, but this is not too bad at all. So take a look at the details of that head unit. So this action figure could still compete with the newer stuff, and you don't have any hindrances, plastic material or soft good material on the waistline of the action figure, so the leg is free to move. So let's move to the points of articulation of this action figure. So let's start with the articulation on the head. So left and right motion. We also have a hinge for looking up, so that's a lot of looking up. Looking down, very decent. Sideways motion, rocking back and forth. Forward bends, not so much. Well, that's the limitation. Rotation of the arm, the poses. We don't have any cut on the bicep for rotation of the bicep, but we have the rotation on the elbow. And we have a single point of articulation or bend for the elbow, and that is the bend. Now for the left hand, the hinge is going to be on the face of the palm. So we have rotation, and we have some articulation point left and right. Okay, so moving towards the robotic or cybernetic hand of Luke Skywalker. So that is the details, and we have rotation, and the hinge is actually on the thumb area. Okay, so let's move towards the leg. So we have a cut on the thigh for rotation of the thigh, 2 points of articulation or bend for the knee, and that is the bend. And we have a hinge and rocker for the foot or the boot. So I'm free to put on any cape accessories that I have with my other action figures, especially the ones that I purchased purely for the cloak or the coat material, because it was already on retail. So let's try some of those stuff. So instead of getting the newer release of Luke Skywalker based on the Mandalorian Season 2 last episode, The Rescue, I reserve for the Endor Luke Skywalker because I wasn't really impressed with the cloak material or coat material that those action figures were having. Instead, I opted for this because I knew that this is going to be a better cloak material for my Luke Skywalker, and reimagining Mandalorian Season 2 last episode. So this is from Masterverse Andra. So this action figure you could get at your local Targets for clearance price. So depends on the Target that you visit. Sometimes this would be priced $10, sometimes this would be priced $6.89 or $7. So the coat actually is really form-fitting for the action figure. And mind you, a lot of collectors would use this cloak material or coat material and wrap it around the neck of the Andra figure. It's not supposed to be wrapped around the neck. It's supposed to be wrapped around the body that way. So as you could see, it really conforms to the action figure. So just more on the side for Luke Skywalker this way. You could even put on the belt if you wish to, or configure the wrapping system a different way so as to really be more aesthetically pleasing, I mean. Okay, but just for the purpose of this review, I showed you how it's going to go around the body of the action figure, but I'm going still to rebod the wrapping system for this action figure so I could reapply the Luke Skywalker belt. Okay, so aside from looping around the body, the coat material reaches to the feet of the action figure. You could cover the action figure up just as I have shown earlier. You could open the coat up. You could bunch these together more for a more disguised look or effect, so the face is really hidden. Or if you want a head unit that is semi-exposed, so just move these pieces, the bunched up pieces, to the side that way and use some kind of pen or chopstick to have this effect. Or last thing that you could do is to expose the head unit that way. So take a look at that. So this is a more nice looking or form-fitting coat or cloak material for Luke Skywalker. So let's put in the lightsaber. So this is an image that we are more familiar with, and it really has that O factor. So that's the reason why I opted for this Luke Skywalker, because the base body really works with this kind of coat or cloak material. So take a look at the coat material. So it's really nice and thick. Well, it's semi-permeable. You could still see my fingers from the cloth material, but from this angle, it's really nice and thick. So not your standard cloak or coat material that is issued to action figures. This is more of a better quality. And with regards to how it connects with the action figure, it's not just something that you put on over the head. So you have to actually wrap it around the body. And as you could see, I already fixed it and reapplied the Luke Skywalker belt on the action figure. So he could still expose his head this way to identify himself. Yes, I am a Jedi. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.